Did you know you actually can be in that sensitive conversation with that person that you love, but they tend to get on your nerves? It is actually possible that to have a conversation with full integrity and grace, ease and vulnerability with the people that matter to you, where you leave nothing left unsaid, nothing left undone. And most of all, you've expressed yourself in life without any hesitation. Yeah. I am Shanithia Perkins. I'm the oldest of 6 younger siblings, and I have 2 fabulous parents. I also want to make sure that you get the absolute best mental muscle something so that you have the best communication with the people that matter to you. As one that grew up in a society where children were seen and not heard, I know what it's like to not be able to express yourself in the best possible way. I know what it's like to be guarded just because life has happened to me. Things have happened in my life to me that were absolutely violent and horrible. And we can talk about that later, but not right now. But that's caused you to be guarded, just like me. In this community, on this channel, we're going to walk through life together with vulnerability so that our communication, which is truly an extension of who we are, whether we're verbal or nonverbal, is powerful. You know why? Because we're quietly powerful people with powerful things to say, honey. Do you hear me? Now, I cannot take all the credit for this message that I'm about to deliver today because I had some wonderful support and help and inspiration, I would say, rather. And it was through Trip Fontaine's message. And what I mean by support is that I looked at his video and he supported me in getting this material together, okay? And I was also inspired because of something he said that just rang so true to me in life. And I want to share it with you. When you get a chance, go check out his video. And it's titled, let me pull it up real quick. You need to manage your emotional budget. Grown folk table clips. And around that 4-minute mark, this is what he said. And I had to write it down in my journal, honey. Let me get my glasses for this. Let's see. Don't y'all just love my journal? If you already can tell that you're in the right group, go ahead and like and subscribe, please. I would love to hear from you down in the comments section, too. Okay, let's talk about what Tripp talked about in this sentence that inspired me. One of the greatest things you can do to get through to someone else is to get through to yourself. Selah. Did you hear that? One of the greatest things that you can do for someone else is to get through to yourself. I'm paraphrasing, but you kind of get the point, I hope. They say it on the airplanes all the time. Put your oxygen mask on first before you attempt to go and rescue the person next to you or the person, someone else. Same thing happens with communication. What has worked for me, honey, when I am in touchy, sensitive, challenging, and difficult conversations with the people who I love who can be difficult in the moment, is I have to go and pull up all my therapy crumbs that I can remember and be there for myself first. And here's what I do. And I give myself permission to feel the feelings. Oh, yeah. In American society, you are not really encouraged to wear your emotions on your sleeve. And in some cases, that is absolutely imperative that you do not. or you're going to get got. Okay? But that's another video for another day. We're talking about leaning into the vulnerability, leaning into our emotions so that we can have these beautiful, wonderful relationships and beautiful and wonderful language and words with other people that will heal and not hurt, that will bring joy and not pain, that will bring happiness and not sadness, that will bring peace and not dissension. Is that the word? Is that the right word? Dissension? That will bring peace and not discord. Let's use that because I'm not sure what dissension might mean. Anywho, feeling the feelings helps you not hold back to yourself. Because the whole point of this video is to talk about what is possibly holding you back from having the conversation with the people you love. Sometimes it's holding back to yourself, like holding back the truth of what you really feel. Sometimes if you feel it, if you feel the sadness, if you feel the loneliness, you're afraid it's going to take you to a place that you will never get out of. But sweetheart, you are here. Baby, you are here. You're going to be all right. Now, I personally believe you are covered. I'm covered. You're going to be all right. That's what brought you here. You're worthy. You matter. What you say matters. Communicating is an extension of you. Anyway, remember? So yeah, what you have to say, how often you have to say it, who you have to say it to, it matters. We can help together shape it so that it can land on the other person in a way where they want to catch it. Oh, hold it. Do like this a little bit. Because what you're saying is warm to them, is palatable. Now, I do know that word goes there. But I forgot my point, which is happening at 44 these days. Hold on. Feel the feelings. Giving myself permission to feel the feelings. Like I'm giving myself to be fully self-expressed with you. Some of you, I am just meeting for the first time. But honey, feel that feeling. Even feeling the feeling like, oh, it's going to go like this again. Go to your feelings wheel, honey. Pull up Google one day when you have an opportunity and just type in the feelings wheel. It's a color-coded circle chart with over 100 emotional vocabulary words. And whenever you feel in some kind of way, but you're not able to acknowledge what that feeling is, that feelings wheel will give you the vocabulary word so that you know it to yourself. Oh, I'm not only feeling sad, I am feeling hurt. I feel embarrassed. Oh, I'm embarrassed, or I feel happy. I feel elated. And it gives you a plethora of words that you can use so that when you are talking to someone else that's in your circle that you love and it's a difficult or challenging moment, you are much better able to express yourself. And then also, not in that moment now because it's difficult and challenging, so it's not a time to be teaching. Use some wisdom, okay? But in that moment, you're like, oh my gosh, I can now put language to my feeling. And that person, if they want to, they can look it up. And so they can figure out how to help or support you through that. Or see you through that. The better you're able to express yourself with your emotions, it increases your intelligence emotionally, but it also better connects you so you can be seen and better understood. And you have freedom in your relationships with others, but mostly to yourself. Okay, let's talk about that second thing. And this is the last thing. The second thing is what has really helped me, especially during heated moments, is I will say to myself, wait a minute, what what do I really want out of this conversation with such and such right now? That's different from what does this conversation need? Because sometimes you might figure out that you're not really arguing about the thing you started out with. So, and you can tell that, and you might not say it out loud. Sometimes you do. But if you don't, you're just like, wait a minute. And you're saying it internally. What do I want more than anything in this conversation with this person right now? I want, and you can say something like, if it's a heated moment, you say, I want the person to feel like I'm hearing them. Now that's you being generous with them in that conversation. I want to be heard. And that may mean you might be quiet so that the other person speaks, and then you might speak in a way that you are being heard and understood. I want to be understood. Things like that. And then whatever it is that you get clear about that you want in that moment, which is, it usually needs to be something loving and endearing in that moment, because it will reset the conversation if it's going haywire. Because remember, you are in a loving relationship with this person, and they are in one with you. You are having a moment that is not as loving. And when you are centering and resetting, okay, what I want more than anything else is to be at peace in this conversation. So that shifts me to being peaceful. That means I may lower my voice 2 octaves lower. I'm not really one that yells during an argument. I don't. But some people do. So they may get present to that and go, oh, my tone has gone up a little bit. You might move in a little bit closer to look at, so that you can listen a little bit more. That causes more peace. You might do this or something. I don't know. I'm not a body language expert. I believe it comes naturally to you when you are clear and honest. And I mean beautifully honest about what you really want in the conversation. Because if you really want to walk up and walk out, why do you want to do that? See, this channel is about vulnerability and being integrity. And when you're in a loving relationship with someone else and you all are having a heated moment, I believe and trust that you have the skills and the emotional fortitude with time to know what to do. And that's what we're here as a community to grow with. I had to ask myself this when I was creating this video. I was very tempted, particularly as a person who, meets my people quota for the day. I can be an introvert, but I can turn on my extrovertness. All those things, they were standing in the way of me being present with whoever else is on the other end. So I said, what do you want more than anything out of this? I want a sense of belonging. I want a community. I want to feel seen. I want to be heard. I want to be clear about what I want to say in the video. Because I outlined those things, I was able to write down, this is what I want to say. That is what I want to say. Who do I want to connect to? I want to connect to you. Quietly powerful people who are looking for dynamic communication with the people they love. And we build up that mental muscle to do that together so that we live in a world where we're not hesitating to be our fully expressed selves in love and in grace and in peace. Okay, take a moment in the comment section and let me know, what are some of those touchy conversations you've been in where you found yourself holding back? Go ahead, take a moment. And then I want you to take a moment to think about what your neighbor probably wrote. I know we're going to be a little bit virtually nosy. Okay. And see, what do you think your neighbor probably wrote about what touchy conversations they've been in? Not your actual neighbors. Let me be specific. This video comment neighbor. comment neighbor, not your actual neighbor. We're not telling everybody business, okay? We're just going to be telling other folks business that we're imagining. All right? Okay, so just to recap really quick so you can take these things away with you that have worked for me, and I pray they work for you, is number 1, feel the feelings. And allow the feelings wheel to help you with that. And then number 2, get quiet during the conversation if necessary, or even before. And ask yourself, what do I want more than anything else in this conversation? Resetting, reminding oneself. I'm excited about what's in store for the future and cannot wait until you return next week to see what else we'll be talking about as it relates to vulnerability, communication, and integrity, so that we can live in the freedom of being our fully expressed selves with each other. All right, let's grow together, quietly powerful people. Peace.